That says James Franco, bitches.
Where does one start with James Franco? Well, it would seem that after all the allegations of misconduct and controversies he found himself in, he has rather decided to become a ghost of the limelight, only allowing the world to see glimpses into his personal life if they're lucky. And despite all the roller coasters he's been on, he actually might have found someone who stood by his side no matter how far he might have fallen. So, what exactly happened that made James hide from the spotlight and the rest of the world? Is love strong enough to surpass his crumbled reputation, and will he ever be able to walk the streets of Hollywood again? Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to the Rumour Juice channel. Let's take it a few steps back and uncover exactly what went down in this actor's life that led to his tarnished reputation.
So I dropped out of school. I worked at McDonald's for 2 or 3 months. Got a couple dates from the drive-thru window.
Now, it's hard to name an acting career that's unfolded quite as mystifyingly as James Franco's. He made a name for himself early in his life on the cult classic sitcom Freaks and Geeks. He was quickly tipped as the next big thing and even thought by some to become Martin Scorsese's late career muse. Unfortunately, that's far from what happened. James is a rather eccentric guy at heart who was forced by directors and producers to be the really handsome lead for a long time, presenting himself as something he clearly isn't very comfortable with.
I was your first handsome friend.
Being forced into this bubble didn't suit the actor at all, and he decided to rather take the path of an independent film actor, where he can be his true, authentic self. However, it would seem that Franco might have taken his artistic ways slightly too far, going well against the norms of his industry and even sometimes society. James Franco has long been widely praised as an unconventional artist who was perhaps seriously ahead of his time, and although he might have thought the way he goes about things is purely from an artistic standpoint, others found him inappropriate and often disturbing. It all hit a breaking point when James starred in the role of a lifetime in the film The Disaster Artist, for which he won a Golden Globe. This should have been a pure moment of triumph for Franco, but Sarah Tither Kaplan and a few other women felt as though it was a total slap in the face and made sure everyone knew why.
You were wearing a Time's Up button, like a lot of guys at the show, and some women during your time on stage said that was hypocritical. They went to Twitter and said that was hypocritical based on their experiences that they've had with you. They made some allegations.
Sarah is one of 5 women who came out and accused Franco of behavior that they found to be inappropriate and sexually exploitative.
You were wearing a Time's Up pin in support of the Time's Up movement, which has been created by many powerful women in Hollywood to say that time is up for the abuse, misuse of women, both sexually and otherwise. You got criticized for wearing that.
After the actor won the Golden Globe, she tweeted, "Hey James Franco, nice Time's Up pin at the Golden Globes. Remember a few weeks ago when you told me the full nudity you had me do in 2 of your movies for $100 a day wasn't exploitative because I signed a contract to do it? Time's up on that." She followed up by suggesting that James gives speaking roles to the women involving them in full nudity and sex scenes in his film and art projects. She explained how Franco would call her a diva, accusing her and other females who tried to speak up of being out of line. While the 42-year-old didn't publicly comment on the woman's allegations specifically, he did respond to the wave of accusations that hit during the award show, a wave that was rather large and rather aggressive. When asked about the allegations, James insisted that he supports the Time's Up movement, calling it, quote, powerful. He went on to say he prides himself on taking responsibility for any mistakes he's made in the past, but also claimed that not everything that was said about him was true. Franco seemed to be apologetic for what the women experienced in his presence, but assured everyone that it wasn't all accurate. He promised them that he wants to be a part of their conversation and is willing to own up to where he went wrong and to learn from his mistakes. "The things that I heard that were on Twitter are not accurate, but I completely support people coming out and being able to have a voice because they didn't have a voice for so long. So I don't want to shut them down in any way. It's, I think, a good thing, and I support it." Then came October 2019, when Franco found himself in more hot water after 2 former students of the star's acting school filed a class action lawsuit with claims of sexual discrimination, harassment, fraud, and false advertising. The suit alleged that students were misled by his $300 per month drama school. While it appeared to be a legitimate learning opportunity, the women claimed that they were, quote, intimidated and sexually objectified.
What would you say if he's watching this right now?
I just want him to change.
According to Franco's demurrer, the claims from the women had no legal standing. Even so, unfortunately, after these allegations and the Golden Globes, the actor's reputation took a hard knock. Although he has denied the claims, he has said, "In my life, I pride myself on taking responsibility for the things that I have done." It would seem as though the actor is now taking time to rectify and pinpoint where he went wrong, as he reportedly started to call his ex-girlfriends to ask, quote, about his behavior.
But one of the things that I've learned is that this is a conversation that obviously needs to be had. There are people, women and others who have not been a part of this conversation, and I truly believe, and why I was wearing the pin, is that they need to be a part of this conversation, and so I support that.
Now, James Franco certainly has earned himself a reputation as being one of the more eccentric talents in Hollywood, but he also has a rather interesting dating timeline. The actor has been through many failed relationships and even had relations with high-profile female celebrities such as Marla Sokolov, Emilia Clarke, Ashley Hartman, and Agnes Dane. This guy clearly likes the idea of love, but has admitted time and time again that he isn't very good at putting it into practice. One of the more interesting pieces of his long list of rumored relationships is with singer Lana Del Rey. Back in 2015, the two posted selfies of each other on their Instagram pages, and Franco even helped promote her upcoming album. The actor even published a poem in V magazine that was entirely about the singer. To say that he has admiration for the star is a total understatement. The 42-year-old, however, disappointed many, claiming that they were only friends despite saying that he would, quote, have sex with her music. That's a rather insinuative statement, don't you think, since Lana is her music? On the other hand, Lana has gushed over the actor many times, saying how she looks up to him and that, quote, sometimes friends fall in love. When it comes to relationships, James has opened up about how self-centered he can be when it comes to love.
Gosh. I know, I'm pretty bad. I've been pretty bad in the romance department.
He has previously spoken about how he once urgently had to take his then-girlfriend to the hospital. I had so much work to get done for the next day, I didn't take her to the hospital. I had my assistant take her. That moment haunted me so much. What kind of selfish, self-centered boyfriend are you? Perhaps James has denied many of his previous relationships out of embarrassment for how he treated them. James certainly has denied more relationships than he has confirmed. Were his eccentric ways just too much to surpass love? Regardless, it seems as though there is one lady that has made Franco face his demons in an attempt to become a better man for himself and for society.
I was at this point where I was really depressed, and like you said, from an outside perspective, it looked like, oh yeah, I've got this great career, but I was depressed.
And despite all the controversy, the actor has found what truly seems like love with his girlfriend, Isabel Paxad, who has decided to stand by his side throughout it all. The two have been dating since early November 2017, before all the scandals, making their red carpet debut as a couple at the opening night of the Broadway show Straight White Men. Isabel was also Franco's date to the 2018 SAG Awards, where they were spotted smiling at each other inside the ceremony. However, something was rather odd about the pair. The actor didn't walk the red carpet with her at the event, and Isabel cropped James out of the photo she posted on Instagram, a post that she has since removed. This is pretty bizarre, and some can't help but wonder if it had anything to do with James deleting his Instagram. Was he already trying to back away from the limelight before all the allegations? We're not so sure, but the timing sure is questionable. So, who is this young lady named Isabel? Well, she is a bit of a mystery. There isn't much known about the girl other than she is a 28-year-old graduate student and her link to Franco. Judging by her Instagram account, she's also a seasoned world traveler, though we have no way of knowing whether she's been taking these trips with Franco since he's never appeared on her social media. This is still odd, given that they have been together since 2017. Since we all know that they're dating, it may make you think what all the secrecy is about. Are they hiding something, or is James truly terrified of the media ripping him even further apart and possibly ruining something he has tried to make work for so long? Many think Franco would have gone more public with his relationship if the allegations didn't surface. You can't help but wonder if this affects their relationship, as we're not sure if it's exactly the love story either of them expected. With them keeping their romance so close to the chest, it can be hard to know if they're still going strong, but it seems that they are. James has admitted that he is working harder on being there for her more than he was with his previous girlfriends. It's been almost 3 years and Isabel has still stuck by his side, so maybe true love really does conquer all. There are even rumors that the couple might be heading for an engagement. But looks like Franco is laying low and not making any big moves while he waits for conversations around him to subside. As always, we are eager to see your opinion in the comment section below. And do tell us which topic we should cover next. Behind the scenes dramas of your favorite shows? Why did this seemingly perfect couple break up? How come this Hollywood hottie is still alone? Who holds the title of the most fan-friendly celebrity? Make your voice heard, and we at Rumour Juice will make sure you are never bored. Subscribe to our channel and don't forget to tell your friends how cool we are.